Welcome back to Networking Explained channel. In the previous videos, we defined what endpoints are and how endpoint identity works. Today, we're focusing on something just as important: endpoint roles. Because in networking, endpoints don't all behave the same way. They don't exist for the same purpose. And they definitely don't have the same impact on network behavior. That difference is captured by endpoint roles. An endpoint role describes what an endpoint does on the network and how it participates in communication. In simple terms, it answers the question, what is this endpoint's job? The most basic way to understand endpoint roles is to look at communication direction. Some endpoints primarily request data. Others primarily provide data. Many do both. Client endpoints are a common example. Laptops, phones, and desktops usually act as clients. They initiate connections. They request resources. They consume services. When you open a website, your device is acting as a client endpoint. It sends a request and waits for a response. On the other side, you have server endpoints. Server endpoints exist to respond. They listen for incoming connections. They provide data, services, or functionality to other endpoints. Web servers, database servers, authentication servers, and application servers all fall into this role. From a network behavior perspective, this distinction matters a lot. Clients tend to generate outbound connections. Servers tend to accept inbound connections. Networks are often designed and secured based on that difference. But modern networks don't stop at just clients and servers. Some endpoints take on specialized roles. For example, authentication endpoints are responsible for validating identities. They don't serve web pages or store user data, but they are critical to access control and trust. Other endpoints act as management or control endpoints. They monitor systems, push configurations, or collect telemetry. They influence network behavior without directly participating in user traffic. Then there are hybrid endpoints. Many modern devices play multiple roles at the same time. A laptop can be a client when accessing cloud services, a server when sharing files, and a peer when participating in peer-to-peer communication. Endpoint roles are not fixed labels. They can change depending on context, application, or network policy. This flexibility is powerful, but it also increases complexity. From a professional networking perspective, understanding endpoint roles helps explain why networks behave the way they do, why certain traffic is allowed or blocked, why some endpoints are tightly restricted while others are exposed, why performance, security, and reliability decisions are made differently across the same network. Endpoint roles also play a major role in security design. High-risk roles, such as public-facing servers, are usually isolated, monitored, and hardened. Lower-risk roles, such as internal clients, may have broader access but stricter outbound controls. Modern network architectures rely heavily on defining and enforcing endpoint roles dynamically. Instead of trusting everything inside a network, systems evaluate what role an endpoint is playing right now and apply rules accordingly. So when we talk about endpoint roles, we're really talking about behavior, responsibility, and risk. Not just what an endpoint is, but what it does, who it talks to, and how the network responds to it. That's endpoint roles, a core concept for understanding real-world network behavior.